Look, it's 23rd MAB and we home, man. Let's cook. Hey, man, look, so today we got us another video breakdown. This is from The Truth Is YouTube channel. He got a fire YouTube channel, super dope. He's doing a breakdown on Drake. Does Drake really like them young? Let's go ahead and break this down. I'm not here to bash Drake, but I just want to learn more about the situation at hand because there's certain things I don't know. So they told me this video right here gives you a full breakdown and we get to see it from a different perspective. Let's go ahead and break it down. Like button, sub button. Let's cook up.
In the last few days, Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been engaged in an all-out battle. The two have been going back and forth, dropping song after song, dissing each other. Fans are shocked at how these two rappers have been able to drop songs responding to each other just hours apart. This beef between Drake and Kendrick has managed to bring more life to hip-hop that was in dire need of a big moment just like this. During this beef, both sides have taken shots at each other, but one of the claims that Kendrick made about Drake in one of the diss songs has everyone talking. These claims made against Drake might just tarnish his reputation forever. But the question is, are these allegations real? Is Drake really into girls that are under 18? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the allegations Kendrick Lamar made about Drake. Let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
This Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef has everyone that is interested in hip-hop talking. The two biggest artists in hip-hop are engaged in a lyrical battle to see who would be crowned as the king of rap. This song after this song has dropped, making this one of the most exciting moments in the last 5 years of hip-hop. Fans are examining every lyric of these diss songs to determine who will be crowned the victor. Will Drake put Kendrick back in his place, or will Kendrick slay the dragon and become the new king of hip-hop? While this rap beef started with light jabs, now it appears that things are escalating to insulting each other. Drake accused Kendrick Lamar of allegedly putting his hands on his wife, while Kendrick made more severe claims about Drake, claiming that Drake is not only an awful person, but that he is also a terrible father who is hiding another child, and this time it's a daughter. While these insults might have made Drake a bit mad, it wasn't as bad as the most damaging allegations Kendrick would go on to make about him. During one of the diss songs, Kendrick goes on to claim that Drake is a P-word, claiming that Drake is into girls that are under the age of 18. In Kendrick's diss song, Not Like Us, he can be heard rapping these lines aimed at Drake.
He went crazy.
Drake, I hear you like him young. You better not ever go to Cell Block 1.
Come on.
To any girl that likes to talk to him and they're in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. In another line, he calls him a certified P-word and also calls out one of Drake's OVO members, Baca, referring to Baca's prior arrest of SAing a woman and trafficking them. Baca was arrested.
Let me ask you a question. I think it's fascinating that you would have somebody like this in your camp with this type of track record. They would be out of the camp immediately. You know what I mean? Like if you have any type of these type of allegations, or not even allegations, it's proof that this man has done something with inappropriate with a woman. He shouldn't be nowhere around. It damages you, and like this the old saying, birds of a feather flock together. It's so true. I'm not gonna have a murderer on my team because we don't murder niggas over here. Like that's not what we do. We about getting money and getting this. And that's it. We about getting this money and changing lives. Murder is not a part of those plans. We don't want to. We want to stay out of jail. So it'll be hard for me to trust a man like that around in my circle just because of that. You never know what he might do. He might be a wild card one night. He might just do it again with you in the same hotel or some shit and just mess up the whole team, throw the whole team off course. So it gets tricky. I wouldn't allow that around me, but Drake is a different type of man.
2015 and pleaded guilty to SA charges.
That's crazy.
When he was released, Drake would sign him to OVO in 2017, even though he had been.
And then he rewards him by signing him and getting him some money as soon as he gets out. He rewards him with signing him to OVO.
Prison for said charges. After Kendrick made these allegations, the internet exploded. People are now looking at Drake differently, wondering if he was behaving inappropriately behind the scenes the entire time. While the world is shocked that Kendrick made these allegations, many people on the internet aren't really at all surprised. The reason is that these allegations made against Drake aren't at all new. I actually exposed these very same allegations about Drake seemingly being into young girls throughout his career, almost 3 years ago now. Drake has actually been caught several times in questionable relationships with very young girls. Drake's questionable behavior with young girls goes back to the very beginning of his career, when he first got in the game. For example, all the way back in 2010, Drake did one of the most questionable and inappropriate things he can do, especially considering the allegations Kendrick just made. In this video from an old Drake performance, we can see the Six God bring up a 17-year-old girl on stage, then proceed to kiss on her and grind on her even after asking her about her age. When she told him she was 17, Drake responded with, "I can't go to jail yet, man. Why do you look like that? You thick. Look at all this."
Y'all gonna have me getting carried away again. I get in trouble for shit like this. How old are you? I can't go to jail yet, man. 17? Why do you look like that? You thick. Well, listen, sir.
That's crazy work. 17, why you look like that? You thick? See, this is the thing I'm talking about. I forgot about this video. That's not weird to y'all? Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. We was having this conversation on my live and people were just like, oh, there's no proof. This video's old. He said he was 17 years old and then he's like, oh, well, why do you look like that? You so thick. Why are you telling an underage girl that she looked thick? That's the wildest amount of work ever. Bro should have just threw her off stage. I'm like, oh, look, I apologize for even touching. I apologize. I didn't know. He should have asked his age before he got up on her in the first place, right? But the fact that he would go ahead and do that and then give her a compliment, like, oh man, you look so thick. That's crazy work, bro. Like, come on, man. This nigga, man. All right. I can't go to jail yet.
17? Why do you look like that? You thick. Well, listen, 17. I had fun. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breasts feel against my chest.
I like the way your breasts feel against my chest is what he just said. That's wild.
I just want to thank you.
Proceeds to kiss her hand.
As you saw for yourself, Drake not only confirms that she is 17 and he can go to jail for messing with her, but he still proceeds to flirt with her and even kiss her after the fact. This video alone seems to confirm what Kendrick said in that diss song and what many of us have been saying for years. Drake seems to be into young girls. He himself made that pretty clear in this video. Drake has continued with this inappropriate behavior until this very day. In 2018, it was reported that Drake was dating an 18-year-old model by the name of Bella Harris. He was 31 at the time. Now, I know 18 is a legal age of consent, but he was reportedly hanging out with her when she was only 16. Putting two and two together, it is safe to assume that he was most likely attracted to her while she was still 16. And who knows what he could have done with her in private while hanging out with her at that age. This has led many people to assume that Drake was grooming the teen in order to hook up with her once she turned 18. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Drake had been messing with her since she was 16. It is also believed that Drake dated Hailey Baldwin, now known as Hailey Bieber, when she was only 19 and he was 29. Again, he seemed to have befriended her and started hanging out with her when she was only 14 years old though. Raising the question, what was Drake doing hanging out with a 14-year-old girl as a grown man? Drake was also caught messaging Millie Bobby Brown, who was the child star from Stranger Things and was only 14 at the time. She told an interviewer that she loves Drake and that they text frequently. She said Drake contacted her just the other day, telling her how much he missed her. Honestly,
tell me that's not weird. And y'all was got on my ass on live saying, well, Drake was an actor on Degrassi, so maybe he was texting her to give her some advice on acting. Drake was an actor on Degrassi. She is an actor on Stranger Things, 2 different levels. She surpassed this nigga in acting miles away. That's like me giving advice on Drake on how to rap. What? Like, shut up. Anyway, look, another thing is, why are you texting an underage girl that I miss you? For what? Like, what are we doing here? Why are we even texting? If you need advice, call me. We'll talk about it. What you need? Oh, you're nervous about this? Well, maybe you should try this. That's about it. But why are we texting? Why am I texting you? I miss you. That shit is the strangest amount of work. Even on this last song, the Heart Part 6, whatever, the diss towards Kendrick, he was like defending himself. It was a defensive record where he was coming at it from a defensive standpoint. No, I never touched young girls ever. I don't know what you're talking about. That to me was so telling. It was so telling because he mentioned Millie Bobby Brown in that song, but Kendrick never brought her up. Kendrick never brought that girl up at all. So why are you mentioning this girl and he never brought her up? I was like, why did he bring her up? No one brought her up except for you. So now you just adding more fuel to the fire. Drake got it, man. Look, he got to move smarter.
To me, it's pretty clear what Drake is into. All of this behavior paints a vivid picture that Drake shouldn't be trusted around young girls, as he clearly likes them young. I find it interesting because we know Drake himself was a child actor. If you have seen the Quiet on Set docuseries recently released, you would know that many child actors were taken advantage of in the industry. We recently saw Nickelodeon actor Drake Bell come out and expose a man working in Hollywood for taking advantage of him when he was a teenager. Drake Bell himself then went on to get accused and pleaded guilty to messaging a girl under 18. I believe Hollywood turned these kids into monsters, and Drake, before he was a rapper, was an actor in that industry full of sick people. After seeing this, Kendrick's claims about Drake being a P-word seem pretty much validated to me. I wouldn't allow Drake to watch My Little Sister, that's for sure. Would you? Now, I already see some of you in the comments saying, but wait, Truth, didn't you say this beef was fake? You said the Drake and Kendrick beef was all for publicity to save hip-hop. Now you're saying Kendrick is really exposing Drake? Make it make sense, Truth. Well, this beef is definitely 100% staged. It's beef created by the record labels. I haven't changed my stance on that at all. In fact, I actually found more proof proving it's all fake beef that I will get into more in a bit. So you may be asking, why is Kendrick exposing Drake about something so serious if this is fake beef? Well, what did Kendrick really expose that wasn't already known and said for years? Those who spend a lot of time on the internet and are into hip-hop have heard rumors that Drake is into young girls. This has been circulating for years now. Literally a few months back when Drake dropped his album For All the Dogs, Joe Budden called them out for the same thing. Everything else Kendrick said about Drake, everyone else pretty much knew. Pusha T pretty much exposed the fact that Drake wasn't the best dad already a long time ago.
Ooh.
The whole exposing Drake having a daughter has also been reported to be fake. Even the way that diss songs are coming out right after each other seems suspicious to me, clearly indicating that these beef songs were already made and prepared for this moment. I actually wanted to get deeper into the beef and look into the technical side of all of this, and what I found out only—
I don't think this beef is manufactured, to be honest with you. I really think it's legit. I don't think Kendrick don't fuck with Drake. That's obvious. And Drake has his feelings been hurt since the Control verse. So this has been building up for over 10 years. They don't like each other. What does Drake gain from getting called out as a A minor toucher? You know what I'm saying? What does he gain for that? He don't gain any. I wouldn't want this. Drake, why would Drake agree to a battle like this when Kendrick is hitting below the belt? When he's talking to his son, telling his son, hey, your dad ain't nothing. I'll take care of you. I'll mentor you because your dad is fake. Like, nobody in their right mind would sign up for something like that unless you're getting got to be $100 million check each. And then you would consider it. But this right here this can damage his whole legacy. Now people calling him, you know what I'm saying, they call him the next Diddy out here. So I wouldn't want that on my name, and there's no amount of money that I would take that can ruin my legacy. It's not worth it. And Kendrick is killing that man, so I definitely don't think he signed up for that. Like, to me, there's no way you want me to get killed, and now everybody is checking my backgrounds, trying to see all the young girls I'm dating. You know how many videos is coming out today about Drake and him and underage girls? It's a rough day for Drake. It's bad.
Proves my point even further. I decided to look into what labels Drake and Kendrick Lamar was
Universal.
signed to, and what I found only further confirms my point. In order to understand my findings, you must first understand how the record label pyramid works. In the music industry, there's only 3 major record labels: Warner Music Group, Sony Records, and Universal Music Group. These 3 labels are considered the only 3 major labels. These major labels then own independent labels like Def Jam, Republic Records, and Interscope. So in reality, even though there are many independent labels, they are all owned by one of these 3 labels. This means these 3 major labels own all the mainstream music that is coming out. Now, Drake is signed directly to the major label Universal Music Group. In 2022, Drake had re-signed with them for a whopping $400 million deal. Let's look at who Kendrick Lamar is signed to. When we look it up, we discover that Kendrick is signed to his own label called PG Lane that is partnered with Interscope Records. Now, looking up Interscope Records, it just so happens to be owned by no other than Universal Music Group, the exact same label Drake is signed to. Drake and Kendrick are literal label brothers. In fact, it's not just Drake and Kendrick that are signed to Universal, as everyone else in this beef except for A$AP Rocky is signed to Universal. Metro Boomin's Boominati record label is distributed through Republic Records, which, you guessed it, is owned by UMG. Same thing with The Weeknd. The Weeknd is also signed to Republic Records. Now, let's look at Rick Ross. Rick Ross was signed to Def Jam Records until 2023, and Def Jam is owned by Universal Music Group. Now, Rick Ross is currently signed to Gamma Records that is owned by Larry Jackson, a very good friend of Drake. Drake actually shouted out Larry Jackson in one of his songs because Larry Jackson was the one in charge of his Apple Music deal. Even DJ Academics is connected to UMG as he is signed directly to Elliot Grange, the son of Lucien Grange, who's the boss over at UMG. AK has been the main person hyping the beef up, and he has been the one with the insider knowledge. It's because he's a part of the whole stunt, and the record labels are using him to hype this beef up. All of these guys just so happen to be signed to the same record label. This beef from both sides is...
This is an interesting theory. I still don't think it's true, though. Let me know if y'all think this is like manufactured at all, or what do y'all think? This is organic or manufactured? Like, let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Like I said, I think this is real. I think they genuinely don't like each other, and I know Kendrick. I know for sure Kendrick did not sign up for no fake beef. That don't even sound like for what? Like I'm telling you, it makes no sense. But that's just me. But I appreciate his deep dive into this breakdown, and for sure, Academics is definitely a mole. That's a husky thought, and he's definitely a mole for sure.
Benefiting the very same group of people. That is not a coincidence, but instead, clear as day evidence proving this entire beef was set up by the labels. Most people don't understand the behind the scenes in the music industry. If the record labels didn't want these two guys to be beefing right now, it wouldn't happen. They are both controlled by the same elite on the same exact side and are taking orders from the same bosses. The record labels kept this beef from happening before because they wanted to protect both Drake and Kendrick Lamar's reputation. They were both superstars who couldn't afford to take a blow to their public image. Today, hip-hop needs help, so the labels put their two best champions against each other to spark things back up. Now I want people to think logically and not to repeat what you heard someone else say. Why is Drake and Kendrick Lamar beefing now? People claim Drake has been beefing with Kendrick for the last 10 years. The thing is, this beef has not been going on for 10 years. Most people are claiming that this beef all started when Kendrick Lamar dropped the Control verse. But the thing is, Kendrick himself literally was asked if he had beef with Drake after the Control verse, and he said no, that it was just music and friendly competition. Drake was also asked the same question, and he said the same thing in another interview.
No, Drake was in an interview with Hot 97 saying that he thought Kendrick Control verse was too much. He was like, bro, I don't like it, man. I felt like it was too much. Like it's not cool, bro, to like send shots. And he was having his white side was coming out. I saw the interview. He was upset. He was just like, I don't understand why he would go at me. I just think that wasn't cool, you know? Like, I don't understand, bro. Like, I don't get it. What, bro? And everybody else took it on the chin and was like, okay, we just sparring. But he took it as if Kendrick was trying to kill this man's whole career, and that wasn't the case. Drake just doesn't know how to. He not from the hood. He don't understand just like nigga competition. He took it as a white man. His other side came out and thought that he was like damn near getting sued or something. You know what I'm saying? Like he thought like Kendrick was like, bro, I just sent a friendly shot. It was just a friendly fade. That's it. He don't understand the concept of a friendly fade. That's what I'm saying. That's what I get. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand that it's just a friendly little boy fight. You know what I'm saying? A couple of punches, all body, no headshots. That's it. He don't understand that concept yet.
Claiming that he asked Kendrick if there was really beef, and he said no. People forget that Drake literally gave Kendrick an early cosign when he put him on tour with him at the beginning of his career. This is because Kendrick was signed to the same label as Drake. The label heads used Drake to promote their artists, something that they have always done. There is no way Drake has held a grudge against Kendrick for 10 whole years just because on one song, Kendrick called out half the rap game and said he was better than them. People want to believe that Drake held resentment for 10 years over that and is now ready to risk his rap career over it. All of this is just marketing and manipulation. People in a record label office came up with this entire idea to bring life back to hip-hop. Now, I'm not saying Drake and Kendrick like each other or are friends, as I don't know that. For all I know, they hate each other with all their guts. But I do know this beef is being orchestrated by the labels, as without their approval, these songs wouldn't even be out. Now, while this beef is definitely fake, the allegations made against Drake, those might be real. In my opinion, Drake is into girls that are way too young for him. His actions pretty much prove that to me. Now, it wouldn't be fair to me to call out Drake and not all the rest of the monsters in the industry. I know the industry is full of people like Drake and Diddy who are taking advantage of anyone they see. Now, even though Drake was exposed for this, we won't see him face any consequences for it. Like I said earlier, these allegations have been made about Drake for years now. People already knew this, and Drake was never arrested, and the industry still supported him, and fans still loved him. The same thing is going to happen now, and the allegations will most likely fade away. But even if it does, it doesn't change the fact that Drake is into them young. So many of these big stars keep getting exposed for their weird, twisted behavior. If you're trying to get into this demonic industry, it's best you change your mind, as you don't know what you will become in that industry. Well, that's it for this video. But before you guys go, I just wanted to politely ask you to like, comment, and share this video.
The truth is, great breakdown. Your theory towards the end, that's all on you. I don't necessarily believe that, but the Drake shit is crazy. Like y'all gotta explain to me. Like the 17-year-old girl thing on the stage, I remember seeing that video and I was like, bro, that is the weirdest shit ever. And he cut it off. It kept going. He kissed her on the head, the cheek, like he kissed her all over. Like he kissed her on the hand and he just kept working his way up. And I was watching the video like, bro, what in the world is he doing, bro? She just said you was 17. Why are you still doing that? You know what I mean? So it was definitely weird, and we all make mistakes, but mistakes like that is crazy. Like, we should know at any age, dealing with underage women is just not the way to go. We're not doing it. It's unacceptable. And I feel like we don't put enough pressure on these niggas who deal with underage women. Like, R. Kelly shouldn't have been free when those why was he still walking this earth when those tapes came out back in the day? He was still out making music, touring the world, hanging out at high schools. He was still out there wilding. Even though he had visual proof, he was still wilding. People were still working with him because since he was such a musical genius, they knew that if he starts writing their music, it was damn near automatic hit because he was really good at writing. So they was like, look, I don't care about what you did, bro, who you dealing with. I need to get this music. And that's not honorable. We need to shut these type of niggas down. These Diddies, any nigga who deal with underage women, shut that shit down, bro. We got to stop supporting niggas who deal with kids. That's strange because you never know. That kid might be your daughter. That kid might be your niece. It might be somebody in your family. So you need to go ahead and stop that shit now before it affects you personally one day. You never know. Like button, sub button. I'll see you soon, man. King said Majesty. Hey.